everyone. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hey, my friends, how are you? It's so funny because this is going to be a twin flame reading, right? And I want to give you a quick explanation of what I believe that is and why I'm usually staying away from it. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let me just say it's funny, and Aries, thank you for bearing with me. I know your reading is up next, but we had the Lightworkers reading and now we have the twin flame reading. So I really believe something is in the air, something's up, that these two that are kind of intertwined wanted to come in and wanted to be spoken about, and wanted to have their right to be here in a way, if you will. So let me give you the explanation what I think twin flames are. First of all, I think those are two people that are meant to be coming together. There's no way that they're not going to be together, in terms of that they're not going to meet up. This could be orchestrated through really wild circumstances, right? And then they meet and then they are like this because they can't keep their hands off of each other. We have the honeymoon phase, and then usually lots of shadow comes in. Sometimes there's also Kundalini rising happening during this whole experience. Your whole chakra system's being cleared out. Basically, when these two meet, you're going to go through a dark night of the soul, dark night of the body, dark night of the mind. That's what's going to happen. It's not so much a romantic relationship as it is one that serves a higher purpose and that serves spiritual and personal growth. Okay, I really want to stress that. That's really important. Now, whether or not the two are going to come back into union after usually a phase of separation is in their hands, more or less. Excuse me. Usually it's the divine feminine, and I'm not talking gender, I'm talking energetics, that is doing the healing first, and then the masculine, divine masculine, is following suit. And so it's like this. There's also a runner-chaser dynamic that could be occurring, whoever that is, between the two of you, and that switches then later. The person that's a chaser first later becomes the runner, or may become the runner, because they're so healed that they don't want anything or anyone with toxic traits or with traits that do not serve them at this time. But it's a super strong connection, and I have to say I do not wish that upon my worst enemy, to be honest with you. And because it really is for personal growth, for spiritual growth. It serves the higher purpose. You have to find your mission. You have to step into your purpose like fully. You have to find your most authentic self, right? All those things that are part of it. And the reason why I usually don't touch these so much on my channel, or don't do like a twin flame reading specifically, because in the beginning of my twin flame journey, that really kept me stuck, because because I was watching those readings and always hearing, oh, they're going to come back, and I was like, oh, fantastic, right? None of that ever happened so far. And the thing is, you don't want to get stuck. You want to become your own person, where it no longer matters whether you two are in union. And in the beginning, I understand that it can be really tough. And if you try to cut cords, it might feel like you're killing the other person, or like something's dying. It's really strong, like an off-the-hook connection, I want to say. And if you do come together later on in life, amazing. And mostly these people do have then a mission together, okay? And I don't want to keep you stuck, so this reading is specifically designed to whatever wants to come out right now, but it seems to be very important, okay, that we're talking about the twin flame connection right now, whether you're in union, separation, or whether you just met, you're in the honeymoon phase. We'll see what wants to come out for you. There's definitely what I'm hearing right now is definitely the thing about the mission, how strong that is, how important that is, and how your mission together can also be, that was funny, sorry, that sometimes happens when channeling comes. It's just like, wow. Sorry, I didn't mean that came in like this, okay? So those two, what they're saying is they can be on a together mission, on a joint mission, although they may be separated in the 3D. So they still can be working on the very same mission, but from different places in the world even, okay? If that makes any sense, that was really funny. Yeah, so that's what you need to know. So even though you may think you're in separation, you never really are, because you're connected. Okay, I really want to say this. And they're showing me this oversoul is what they're calling it, and it's radiating down. And they're not just giving me two in this case, they're actually giving me four. So maybe there are children involved, or there's others. Maybe this oversoul was split into more than one person. Now, this is really interesting. I've never heard of this before, because from my understanding, that's why it's twin flame, right? Because you have the twin soul, but they're now giving me the four, and now they're making it spin like a merry-go-round type of a situation, when through the physical laws. Okay, I get it. Thank you. To physical laws, when they're here first, but when it starts to spin, it starts out slowly, and then it picks up momentum, right? And then it goes higher because of physical laws. And that's what they're saying here too. So they're all elevating each other. You're all elevating each other. If you're that, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on that video, I'm assuming. If you feel you're in a twin flame connection, first of all, you can ask your heart, am I in a twin flame connection? Your heart says yes, trust that, right? If your heart says no, or maybe, or that's not a correct answer, right? I mean, the no, yes, the no is definitely an answer, but if there's a yes, but, no, but, maybe, then that's your brain that's getting involved, or, wishful thinking sometimes. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It happens to all of us through different stages and different things. But that's interesting, that image of the elevating together. We're all rising together. They keep showing me the groups of four. Maybe they'll have another explanation for that later, but I see them picking up more. It's not just stationary anymore, but they're showing me they're picking up. Not all at the same time, but pretty much around the same time. That's why I think the light workers reading was so important as well, because most of you guys are indeed light workers. Is it possible to be in a twin flame connection and not be a light worker? No. Okay. That's the answer that I'm getting. So if you're considering yourself to be in a twin flame connection, in a twin flame bond, then you would be a light worker. You would have been asked if you wanted to be a light worker. Yes, for sure. Okay. So they're all taking off round about the same time, and that can be within a span of 5 years. Is that right? Yes, in a span of 5 years, where they're taking off and they're doing this and going faster and faster, much like an umbrella that opens, and then it's lifting off from the momentum that is created there, that is happening there. Why are they going up though? I mean, obviously vibrational, but why are they going? So they can have a better view over the situation, over what's really going on here on planet Earth. So they can have an overview over the evolution of humanity, which is why they came here. All of you came here in order to further human growth on a spiritual level. To be oracles, to be way showers, to be lighthouses, to lift your own vibration and that vibration of the planet. It's funny too, because what they're showing me now is through that vibration, through their own vibration, all of a sudden the earth is vibrating as well. But at first slowly, right? So it's almost like it's picking up speed too. She's picking up speed, Mother Earth. And then it'll go smoothly. But we need all of those small wheels, I want to say, the small merry-go-rounds, so that Mother Earth can be spun as well, because of her gravitational field. No, because of her enormous size, really. Because imagine like a human being trying to spin Mother Earth. It's not really. That's why we are many. That's why we need many. But there's definitely something in raising her vibration, as well as we work on ourselves, as we elevate together, like all of us. Okay. All right. Rose quartz seems to be playing a role. It's a great heart opener, I want to say. I love, love rose quartz. I didn't have any for the longest time. And yeah, but now we do. So it's all good. I kind of want to put that like underneath. You can also, if you're a woman, you can put it in your bra, or if you're a man, I don't know how you would do it. Just tape it to your chest, I guess, or whatever serves you. You just hold it. But it feels good right now to have it on my heart. There's also something about coming into abundance despite not being in union, because again, these things happen simultaneously. Although you may not be, or may not be aware of it, they're still happening right now, right here, despite the perceived feeling of not being in physical union. If that is you, if you are in union, fantastic, right? Then you would already know, you would have that person with you. But it seems to be for those that are in separation, is what they're talking about right now, or perceived separation. They keep stressing that. Okay, there was something else, but it just slipped my mind. All right, let's just continue. It'll come back if it's important. Yes, no. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords here. Telepathic communication and telepathic connection is what immediately pops up here for you. So in meditation, you can totally reach out. And now it just came back to me, loneliness. Sometimes you may feel like a tugging on your heart that may make you feel long for that person so strongly. But for those of you that are further along on that very journey, first of all, it gets better. Like the moment you focus on yourself, that's the moment it starts to transform. It starts to get better because the focus is on you and your own personal healing work and shadow work. That is incredibly important, especially in this connection, because when you're stuck, you'll stay in the pain. This is what it is, unfortunately. So you have to move away from the person, and you have to be on your own or do the healing work. For those of you in union, obviously it takes a lot, from what I know, to stay in this union and to be in the union, because you're perfect mirrors of each other. So all the insecurities, all the shadow is pretty much the same, which is helpful when you know what you're working with, but it can be totally like repulsive, like magnets that have the wrong charge, right? So it's like this. It has a strong pull, but it also has a strong push. Yeah, as it would have if we're talking about physical laws. So yeah, and that tug on the heart, it does get better, but occasionally it really is like a painful type of a feeling, to be reminded that this other person is still there. And exactly, when they're thinking of you, you'll feel it. And and likewise, when you're thinking about them, they'll feel it. So if you can send them some love, and send yourself some love first as well, I want to say that's really, really important. But that connection is just there. It's undeniable. It can't be broken. No, it can't. Okay. Yeah. And if you wanted to, you can tap in. If they wanted to, I would recommend asking for permission too before you establish that connection. If it's okay, you can ask their higher self if it's okay to establish a telepathic connection. And if they say yes, then go right ahead. But I would be as respectful, for sure. Because sometimes they're going through their own processes and don't even want it. There's anger coming up, there's tears coming up, all sorts of emotions. And typically one person strings along the other for some time. Okay. No. Okay. No. Yes. No. Okay, this is interesting. There's definitely a story unfolding now, because first it was about you. Now they seem to be coming in. We have the Tower and the Nine of Wands. So standoffishness, but also some sort of a surprise that's coming in. I want to say a tower. Towers are usually here to break something down that we're not able to break down. And so Spirit comes in and it's just like, let me help you clear that because I can see you're struggling. So let me help you with this. That's what towers really are. Just to clear up that misunderstanding as well. I used to hate towers because I was just like, oh my God, the 10th tower, are you kidding? But now I understand that it's just like a helpful hand, but often also a little bit of tough love, right? But more so a helping hand of spirit, like, here, let me help you. Let me extend that. No. Okay, let me work with what I have. It's interesting too that I said ask for permission, because what I'm getting from the other person is, and please only take it as it resonates, because like I told you, these things, which is why I don't do them, can keep you so stuck, because this is a general reading. If you came to me and requested a 101 reading, that's a different story. And yet again, this is an energetic snapshot. So do not base your actions nor your feelings on this reading, I want to say, because it's a general reading. Again, if you came to me for a personal reading, it's a different story, because that is very specific then. But even so, it's a snapshot. So whenever you change something or they change something, it will change the whole dynamic of the reading, because we're very involved in these growth journeys. But what I'm perceiving from this specific thing, from this energetic snapshot, is that they're a bit standoffish. There's something that is missing here, a card that doesn't quite come out yet. So maybe they're not quite ready to show themselves. They're in a developmental stage of their journey where they're rather like, this is too much for me. I would rather not. Let me show you the cards. Actually, we have the Tower and then we have the Nine of Wands. This is right in the middle, in between you, and then we have the Nine of Wands. Excuse me, please. That was kind of necessary. For those of you that don't know, that's how I release energetic charge, because there seem to be some sort of a thing. So ask them for sure if they even want to communicate, even on the higher levels, because they feel you too. So it's much like texting them or poking them the whole time, in case that's what you're doing, or vice versa. If you're watching this and you identify with the person with the Nine of Wands here, with the one that just doesn't want to get in touch and just wants to be left alone, then yeah, it's the same thing. Just know that you can also ask them, if it's too much for you, to step back, like ask their higher self, because I'm getting discomfort with it. And if you have someone, or if that's you, who is struggling, with their emotions, with your emotions here, this connection will overwhelm you, because, it's one thing to be in love, right? Oh no, that's weird. It's one thing to be in love, right? And to be, to then have the fear of opening up, maybe showing who you are, and to dive deeper in the connection. Twin flame connection is throwing you right in, so you're immediately there. And it's just like, oh my God, like it's too much almost, I want to say. Hang on, I need to close the window. All right, so that can overwhelm a person. And that's maybe why they ran, or why you ran in this case. This is interesting because it shows, the reading shows it from both sides. So I'm sure there's runners watching. I'm sure there's chasers watching. It's interesting. So it shows it from both perspectives, which can be very helpful, because then we actually get a chance to see it from the other person's perspective. So I actually think this can be a very healing reading because of that very fact. Okay, my dear twin flames. Absolutely. So there's definitely one party in this connection that is standoffish, that is just like, but for the reason they totally feel the connection, it's undeniable, right? They cannot deny it, but it's too much. It's overwhelming. I don't want it. What else with this? No. So there won't be an extended. I just asked, and they don't want to do an extended, which is fine. That's how I operate here on this channel. Sometimes it's very clear that there will be an extended. Also, I guess because I need to make money as well. I guess. Maybe there were other means, but that's how it's coming through. I'm very much operating on, I'm listening to spirit, and then I do as they say, but only because I've tested them so much, to the point where I really trust their opinion. I trust what they're telling me. That doesn't mean I'm always going to do it, but when it comes to like my spiritual work here, definitely. Okay, so maybe you had your own experience with spirit here too, in terms of listening. Maybe you have, because they brought the term oracle up earlier, right? So maybe you have had your own experiences with spirit directly, most likely. Most likely where you've had spiritual experiences. Please do not discard them, they actually happen. You're not crazy, okay? Also, when it comes to this connection, you're not crazy either. I need to say this because this is a very real connection, and the people that haven't experienced a connection like this have a really hard time understanding what this is and why it is so hard to let go, because you can't. It'll be with you, but it'll get easier. Okay, the moment you start to focus on yourself, I'm also feeling like I'm talking to different stages here. I'm talking to one that is just going through it and for the first time, you know, not very fresh kind of a thing, to someone that is very well matured in this type of a connection, right? Interesting. Okay, so that's why I'm explaining in different stages, and again, you take it as it resonates. Key is around your neck. Yeah, that wasn't an actual key, but it doesn't matter. That's what I saw it as. So maybe you're reading the cards is what I wanted to say earlier. Maybe you're using divination tools to receive information from spirit. Maybe you're meditating. But I did see the key. So the key is within yourself for sure. That's how you open that door. That's how you unlock this connection, basically. It goes through you. There's no other way. It doesn't go through, oh, the other. No, that's going to keep you stuck. So focus on yourself. Focus on your healing. Okay. We're going to continue with the shamanic oracle deck. We actually have the rainbow on the back of the deck, which is quite beautiful. I will see what wants to come out. Interesting to see and feel it from both perspectives, because it's different when you hear it, and then when you feel it, it's yet again different. They're kind of looking at me. That's interesting. Like, what are you doing in my business? Sorry. Yeah, totally. It's like they're really like, again, the recommendation asking for permission here is pretty strong when you tap in with them. Or maybe if you're getting a no, to kind of like really step back and respect their privacy. And if you are that person that wants your privacy, just send out a little message to your other person, to your twin flame, so that you let them know, hey, this is bothering me. I need to be doing this on my own. Likewise, when you're in union and you're working through problems, I would assume that there are periods in time where this is very, very relevant, where you need some space in order to do your own work, because it's much harder, I think, to be in a relationship, to be in a union and doing the work. It can be faster, it can be slower, depending on if patterns keep you stuck there or not. Yes, please. Interesting. You have magic number 33. So please know that they're sending you signs and synchronicities, or there were signs and synchronicities like massively when you guys met and throughout the whole relation. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh my God. Just being reminded of graffitis and t-shirts and everything that you'll see like increasingly, to the point where it almost drives you mad. Oh, but there's so much magic, so much angelic energy and light in your reading that I really, really love, because from what I can perceive with those 3 tarot cards that I pulled, it's very 3D. It's very much, okay, this is the connection and this is what we're seeing. So just one point of view, but from 2 perspectives. Now I feel like what we're getting into is the higher view over like the whole situation, over this union, and it's really quite magical. Many, many lifetimes that you've both been here, have been intending to solve the puzzle, the problem. of self-discovery, of authenticity, of shining your light unapologetically on this earth. I'm also getting, okay, this is specific, but dying in the process of trying to find out is what I just got. So some of you may have, because I almost said recently come into that awareness in terms of past lives. You know, when we're shining our light and people thought you were a witch, for example, or a druid, whatever, and you lost your life because of that, because of the stepping into and being so brave and trying to help the world and trying to help others around you, trying to heal them too. Definitely getting that here. And the not appreciating of others, of who you are, and hence not seeing yourself, who you actually are in all your power and glory. Because when we're ashamed so much, and that's what I'm getting, I'm all of a sudden starting to become way smaller. I feel like I want to like crunch together. This is such a hard thing, I want to say, to really step into your authenticity and to risk being banned by the tribe, right? Because this is life-threatening, or it used to be life-threatening, because you are dependent on the support of the tribe. Or if you're talking family, it'll be a harder process to detach from family, because obviously you would want, that's what we naturally want. We want to be loved by our family. We want them, for them to support us and support them back. And it's hard when that isn't there. But also, I want to say, at the same token, if this is you, it made you so much stronger, and it made you capable to endure this journey, to endure this connection, is what it comes through. Totally. There's something about the recent solar eclipse and how that one's super intense, and how that one is pushing the divine feminine almost like onto a different path, which can be beneficial to the connection too. Because again, we're viewing this from a higher view. We're not seeing it from the 3D where separation, where it feels like there's a separation, but there isn't. So it could, if you identify with the divine feminine, or this is speaking to the divine feminine side of you, there could be like a little bit of a, because of the solar eclipse, I'm seeing like a different path is opening up for you. Again, with the key earlier too, in terms of you hold that key, you're deciding if you're hopping on that train or no. Very interesting, but it'll bring you great spiritual growth, great personal growth. It's a furtherment for the soul on your soul's growth path. There's no judgment if you're deciding against that, I want to say, but there is the intersection that is opening up here between, are you going that way, which could potentially also mean leaving your connection, your partner, if you are in union, for a little bit even, which can be really tough to do, obviously, because of the intensity of the connection. Or you're staying on track. For those of you that are in separation, it can still feel like it takes you away from your partner, even location-wise, from your twin flame. But it'll benefit you so much, so freaking much. And like I said before, when you're coming to that place where you're healed enough, that connection does no longer hurt you. Because, like I said, the pain that you can feel through that separating phase is very, very intense. And so, but that will benefit you so much. Like going down that road, to some of you, you already went down that road. You took that path, which may have even taken you to another country, another location where it was virtually almost impossible to reach the other person. But then again, we know spirit, right? And so when you do know spirit and are familiar with them, you know that there are ways. There were ways how you two met, right? So there's ways how you can meet again. Like, trust and believe in the divine. They'll orchestrate it if it's meant to happen. And that's one thing that's really comforting, I find, because first of all, you can always tap yourself in if you feel the need to, and if that is something that your partner is giving you permission to. But secondly, also that thought of spirit has got this. Spirit had you then, they have you now, they have this connection, and you'll be united. Like, sooner or later, you'll be united. There's no way you're not gonna be when we're talking about, you know, even waiting on one another, like on the next plane, like when you pass, when you're no longer on this earth, waiting on the other person up there just to make sure. And then to some of you, this actually already happened where they're like guardian angel type situation, right? Watching over you because they can better watch over you from up there than they ever could down here. Okay, I want to say this. I know this is very tough. It's very hard. This was very specific. Okay. Anything with this card? No. Okay. Okay, so 2 more cards by the looks of it, which is from the Crystallery. Is one card I want to pull you. Ooh, that just hurt. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get the burp out, but at the same time I had a crack like in lower back right side. So breathing's gonna help you, okay? In case you're feeling tense or something, like stretching, breathing, shaking your energy off, dancing, like allow your body to move as freely as it wants to. It'll know exactly what to heal, when to heal it. The body is incredible when it comes to that healing journey, right? It also stores trauma. I want to say this here, which is why it can release it also. Yeah, and animals just go behind the bush and they're shaking it off. We sometimes as humans don't do that. I highly recommend, and I don't know who I'm talking to here specifically, but you can have a look into brain spotting. That's hugely beneficial. Because when you're in a twin flame connection, you're going to go through deep healing, deep shadow work. You're going to do a real deep dive, scorpionic energies, right? And so that's why I'm recommending it, I guess. No. Okay, what else? What else, please? What else? Beep, 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 beep. Oh, how pretty, but this one, no. Yes, no. You're full of riches, the citrine, which is beautiful. It's talking about abundance and yeah, just beauty in general. This is gorgeous. And in the beginning of the reading, I believe we talked about abundance briefly. Have a look at this with all the birds and the sun. And it looks like there's gold, which is amazing. This is on the side of the one that is trying to communicate. It's not on the side of the one that's defensive. And this is not to judge and to be like, oh, the one that wants this connection is full of riches and the other one's not. That's not what this means, okay? Just being really clear. It almost looks the same. We have the turquoise. It almost looks the same. Crazy, hey? But it's not. Turquoise is a stone of protection, by the way, and citrine like brings a lot of life energy, a lot of solar energy, solar plexus, expressing yourself, shining your light fully, but also joy in life. Restores joy in life. Because it's like the sun that's shining right now so brightly. Here we go, citrine. Oh, beautiful. Some of you have seen like a lot of rainbows, or this is your sign from spirit, like weird rainbows in weird places. For example, I saw one to the front and one to the back of me once. That was quite special. And then the sun was going down. So stuff like that, that is very out of the ordinary, or box rainbows in the sky. Literally like this shape, a rainbow. Okay, stuff like that. So things you can't ignore. Signs from spirit that they're surrounding you. Also signs from your twin flame that they could be sending. Maybe even unsolicited. Citrine has no patience for navel gazing and narcissism. Okay. There's a whole world out there, citrine admonishes, guiding your attention to the abundance around you. Okay, so this is on the side of the person that, of the twin flame that wants this connection. So it's just like step away from it, focus on yourself. There's many other things out there, okay? Okay, tune outward, citrine reminds, watching as you haltingly move your gaze from your own troubles to the tiny leaves unfurling on the oak tree's branches. Citrine knows it can be tough to turn your ear to the whisper of crow wings, cutting the afternoon stillness when you're used to listening to your own internal monologues and self-deprecating harangues. I don't even know probably, I don't know, speeches, thoughts. But citrine is persistent in pushing you beyond yourself, exactly, nodding sagely as you slowly slip out of self-absorption and into the stillness of contentment. Yeah, that's an important one. But it's like, if that triggers you, that's ego, just pure ego. Just know that, please. But if it makes you like, oh, right, yeah, it's a reminder. It serves as a reminder here, okay? The world is full of riches, citrine affirms, and in that abundance, you'll find your joy. Totally. Totally. Yeah. Nurture abundance, definitely. You know, gratitude journaling is super helpful. 5 things in the morning that you're grateful for every day. It does a whole lot for you, okay? And the reflection to let it in, like, do you open the door for citrine's gift of abundance, or do you push against the riches, joy, and contentment that citrine can bring? So again, we have the both things here. Do you want to dwell on that they're not with you, if that's you in separation, or are you choosing like the route to yourself, the route to yourself? What is beautiful in your life right now? Where can you find joy? And that really helps you step away from, you know, because this is addictive behavior, right? This is, could be codependency issues, it could be any sort of thing, but it's very addictive behavior, and that's meant to break away. It always does. Like, spirit makes sure it does. All right, let me see where this card wants to come out. Last card for you, my dear twin flames. So, ooh, wow. Okay, it almost attacked me. Like, thank you. No, I'm not actually, like, no, actually, I don't want to be attacked. We have forgiveness. Okay. Oh, and that's on the other person's side. So here too, and that very much reminds me of, you know, choosing the way you go from the Lightworkers reading. If this resonates with you, I highly recommend checking out the Lightworkers reading. Because again, it's not a coincidence that I all of a sudden felt so drawn to do a Lightworkers reading, and then twin flame. It was like twin flame, twin flame. And that's underneath the 9 of Wands. So to the person that's in the 9 of Wands energy, so standoffish, it's too much, forgiveness, because they still may hold a grudge. Even though there's no, or you may still hold a grudge. Because the other person, you know, you agreed upon to come together, both of you, right? And since this journey is so hard sometimes, we can play the blame game here, right? So it can be sending negative energy to the other person just because of inability to work with your own emotions here. And excuse me that I'm so blunt, but I'm coming from love and light here, from that place. So really trying to help you overcome this, because that too can keep you stuck. So holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward, if this is you. But if this is the other person, then you also know what they're going through. But this is their process. There's nothing that you can do to help them unless sending them love. But no more than that. You can't solve this for them. They have to solve this themselves. This is really important. Vice versa. Vice versa. You can help energetically, but ultimately they have to solve it themselves. From moving forward and achieving your heart's desires, let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is the waste of your precious energy, my dear light worker and twin flame. Bless and surrender the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim your joy in life. Exactly, same thing. So it's mirrored energy. I feel like of the same coin, one that can't let go of the connection, the other one that needs to forgive, that needs to stop the blame game. But ultimately needing to move out of it and into different directions, because what they're giving me now, it may appear like they're moving away from each other, but then it's like later on, it's almost like this, it goes like this, away from each other, and then boop, like a magnet, it comes back together like this, boop. There's the union's gonna happen either here on this earth or up there, but you'll see them again. You'll feel their presence again. And like I said, please, same disclaimer as earlier, please only take this if it resonates. And yeah, I already said all of that. Anything else? Yes, what else? Yes, okay. It's not your last card. This is your last card. Okay. So, ooh, don't break my cards. Please. This is the Universal Oracle, Power Oracle, sorry. Signed by myself. Not available for purchase yet. I'm not done with all the messages yet. It will be smaller also because it just fits into my hands, but just barely. This one, yes. Okay, that was interesting. Kind of slid out there. Oh, nice. One with nature, number 3. Love it. This is right underneath the magic. Yeah, totally. It very much to me ties into the citrine card here. No, it's good. It's good here. Oh, wow. We have number 33 and number 3. So 333, if this is your number, it may resonate with you or you may see it. This always signifies to me when something important is happening. A healer number, healing number also. Things may be moving. This is rather specific. Things may be moving, like physical objects, and you don't really know why they're moving. Is very specific. I would think as to tell you if this is you, then this might be your reading. So again, Jesus, that one's still really interesting. One with nature is again denoting to the citrine, to finding joy in nature and how incredible nature is, right? And you can find so much comfort in nature, so much beauty, so much appreciation, so much gratitude. It's unbelievable to see all the beautiful creatures, all the beautiful plants. So definitely go out there and ground yourself too. That's really important. Anything else? No, that's it. Okay. Phew. Woohoo, we're done. All right. I really hope this was helpful to you. Hang on, I just got something in my eye. Okay. Really hope this was helpful to you. Again, with the intention to keep you moving, not to keep you stuck, to keep you moving so you can be in beautiful union or so you can step on your path. You can serve your mission and your purpose. Okay, you can step into your authenticity. That's the intention of this reading, to encourage, elevate, and empower you. Okay, my sweet friends? If you would like a personal reading on your situation, you can reach out at universalpowertarot@gmail.com for a private healing reading, or if you would like to work with me, like healing work and stuff like that, although that's also the private reading, but really getting into the nitty gritty, then the higher guidance coaching calls are for you. Your guide's present, my guide's present, and we'll have a look into your beautiful connection and also into what you need to know right now, what you need to be working on, and advice, what you can actually do to like bring you forward. All right. Love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. So much love, light, and shadow. You're doing amazing, friends. Thank you for picking this not so easy path. Thank you for being here. And yeah, you're much appreciated. Much appreciated, my dear soul family. I'll see you in the next reading. Be really well.